Addie.
Hey, did you know there's a little pink pill?
Wait, a what? A little pink pill?
Did you say a little pink pill?
Yes, the little pink pill. You definitely need to know about this.
Are you for real? Just to be clear, you're telling me there's a little pink pill for me?
That's right, the little pink pill. And it's called Addie, A-D-D-Y-I, or flibanserin. Learn more about the little pink pill at addyi.com. See full prescribing information and medication guide, including boxed warning regarding severe low blood pressure and fainting in certain settings at addie.com/PI or call 844-PINK-PILL.
Good news, ladies. There's more. Addie, the FDA-approved little pink pill, is also affordable and can be shipped directly to your front door. That's right. With insurance coverage, Addie is only $20 per month and $0 after month 3. If your insurance doesn't cover Addie, there is still a discount program to get you the best possible price and get free shipping right to your door. So now's the time to ask your doctor about Addie. Learn more at addie.com. That's ADDYI.com.
Don't just ride the index, seek to outperform it with Fidelity Active ETFs. Learn more at fidelity.com/active ETFs. Before investing in any exchange-traded fund, you should consider its investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Contact Fidelity for a prospectus, an offering circular, or if available, a summary prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully. While active ETFs offer the potential to outperform an index, these products may more significantly trail an index as compared with passive ETFs. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Welcome. Annoyed that you texted like what would have been an awesome way to jump right into this, bro.
Oh yeah,
like just a good old finger in the ass, dude. Just a little, little check up.
That's an appropriate way to start this conversation, is with a little prostate exam conversation.
I think that's the best way to break the ice. You know what I mean?
It is. It's a good way to break something.
Why, hello again, AFK fam. Today, we are bringing the heat with a rap sensation straight out of Ohio, now posted up in LA. Our guest has bars hotter than a curling iron. I'm bumping his songs all the time on my streams. Let's give it up for the one, the only, the legend, Cal Scruby, or as I like to call him, Cal Scruby, which is also known as his alter ego. From crafting self-produced singles in a college library to scoring collaborations with heavy hitters like Chris Brown, Cal Scruby's journey to the top has been one roller coaster ride. With over 12 years in the rap game, he stayed true to his craft, remaining unsigned while delivering some of the catchiest hooks and most intelligent lyrics in the industry. Cal's also known for his wildly creative and hilarious music videos. From the cinematic storytelling of Captain America to the comedic brilliance of Donnie Darko, his videos have amassed millions of views and showcased his talents as an artist and an entertainer. So plug in those headphones, crank up the volume, get ready to dive deep into the world of Cal Scruby. Cal, welcome to the show, brother. Dude, how are you, bro? Welcome.
Good, man. Thank you for having me. I'm
excited. Thank you, dude. Thank you for taking the time to be here, bro. Are you still out in LA? Obviously.
I am. Yeah, I am. And it's not fucking hot yet, which I hate that. I don't know why we pay so much. I should be down there in Florida, You definitely should be. We told you about the Destin area, brother. This place is it's lit, dude. It's a gem. Unfortunately, it's like people are starting to notice it though, man. So you gotta, yeah, man. It's getting bought out. Like a lot of the houses are going up and stuff. And I mean, it's a gem, bro. So I'm late. I'm too late. But no,
it might not be too late. But
I don't know why. I don't know why I'm paying so much for rent out here if it's not going to be hot. That's what we pay for. What?
I mean, hold up. First off, we had some bad storms there. I don't know about you guys. Obviously, we're on opposite sides of the planet, but dude, there's literally not even a cloud in the sky right now, dude. It's like 85 degrees, perfect. We're right on the bay. Come on, man, you can't make this up, dude.
I know, dude. You're whooping my ass right now. This is bad.
Well, you can always visit, bro. We invite stands, dude.
All right, I've been meaning to. I'll be down there.
Sick. All right, bro. Let's get it. Let's just jump right into it. I don't know if my team sent you the doc that you asked for, but right on the top of the list, my guy, new single Rock Bottom just dropped. It actually just dropped. I don't know how the heck it didn't pop up on on my Spotify because like I have probably half of your freaking directory in there, and it usually informs me when there's a new song out, dude.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't play into like any of the marketing stuff. I don't really even fuck around with any of that, any of the marquee stuff, any of the Spotify stuff. Spotify doesn't really fuck with me because I'm not with the labels, so they don't like putting me on playlists and shit. But yeah, I mean, you know, especially that one, I don't do that kind of shit I don't do that shit for the plays. At this point, it's like it's just for the love of the game.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude. Yeah. First off, I think I speak for literally every streamer out there when I say like no label music is literally the best for us.
Yeah, I mean, I like it just because like I feel like there's something synonymous with independence and authenticity. You know, I think that like I've had my experiences in the music industry where they kind of push you in a certain direction. Like they're like, oh, this is what we think you should sound like or look like or act like or whatever. And as soon as that starts to feel like that's not you, then the music's not you, and then you don't feel like you, and that's just like a downward spiral, to be honest. Like I've experienced that firsthand. And with everything that we got these days, as far as live streaming, as far as all the social media and shit, it's like we have all the tools to like make yourself boom on the internet. So like just put in a little bit of extra work and like find your core audience. Once you find your core audience, like you're good. You don't need a label. A label's just a bank these days anyways. So
right. Yeah. I mean, I could kind of relate to that. I know what you mean in general about like feeling stuck in a corner and people are kind of like pushing you to do things that you don't want to do. And but yeah, that's absolutely probably like, I think it's the quickest way to just either burning out or, you know, going down a dark path, right? A lot of people like can't handle that level of like stress and like, you know, you sign a contract, you're screwed for, you know, X amount of years, you're not making the music you like, and now you have to keep doing it. So I imagine that's probably how a lot of artists like go down those dark paths, bro. And like, you know, like they just start spiraling.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of feel like I said, you're not feeling like yourself, but you also kind of feel like you're a one trick pony if you don't allow yourself to evolve, you know. I'm sure that in your experience with live streaming, it's like, dude, you gotta start to like you're like, I want to do something a little bit new, you know. Mm-hmm. And there's still like a lot of people who, you know, are like a loyal core fan base that, you know, want a certain product from you. And I think like it's important to cater to those people to a degree, but like if you wanna branch out and like start to do something different, then you just have to do it. Otherwise, you're gonna be miserable, feeling like you're in a zoo and people are just watching you do the one thing you do, the one trick.
Right. I feel like that's a tale as old as time, man. In like the streaming industry and definitely in the music industry. I mean, I know that like you know, it's direct. Like people are like, you know, oh, Fortnite again today. Or even if I swap to another game, they'll be like, dude, why aren't you playing Fortnite, right? Or why aren't you on another game? Like I've swapped games so many times in my career, from like Halo to like even COD for a bit, then like H1Z1, PUBG, another Battle Royale, Apex Legends, Fortnite. Like I've like, you know, Destiny, all these games. Like I've made them like quote unquote my main game. And you always have, you're going to let someone down, and not just someone, you're probably going to let, you know, you're going to let a lot of people down who are like, they all they want is like, you know, what they know and what they're comfortable with. But yeah, no, I definitely think the best way to grow, and by the way, the best way to grow yourself too, by the way, like every time I've made a huge change to a different game and I've kind of like mained that game and made it my thing, like, dude, I ended up always having a larger audience, like coming out of the tunnel, like always.
Yeah, you know, that's something I talked about, like when I came out to LA like in, I don't know, 2015 or something like that. And I was working with a management company, and when that deal was done, and I like started recording and mixing my own shit, I started my first like fully independent album that I wrote, mixed and mastered and put out. I started that with like a conversation that I was having with the guy who produced the whole thing. And we were just talking about how, you know, labels in general, or my management at that time was kind of looking for like, all right, which song do you think is like the radio single? Which one's the club banger? That kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so my whole point has always been like, people will urge you to make, you know, like for me, they'll say, we want to hear this, like we want that, whatever. I'm like, dude, there are so many people. I think there's like thousands and thousands of songs uploaded to Spotify every day. It's like somebody out there is making the music you want to hear. If it's not me, then just go listen to them. You know, like it's the same thing for you. It's like if you want to watch somebody play Fortnite and I'm not playing Fortnite, like go watch somebody else play Fortnite.
Somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, go watch. Just don't tell me. And that's exactly what I said on the fucking record. I said, don't tell me because I don't care. Just shut the fuck up. Go listen to somebody else. You know.
Do you ever? So, but like, all right. So, I mean, I completely agree with you, Cal. And like, and by the way, I didn't freaking say this. It is Scruby.
Yeah, bro. Nobody knows. And at this point, I've like adopted Scrubby as like that is my alter ego of sorts. You know what I mean? It's almost like I hate to draw the comparison, but it's almost like Eminem, Slim Shady kind of back and forth. Where I feel like sometimes I have this like I think that weird shit. Like I do a lot of weird shit because I feel like I'm a weird person, you know, like I can't help it. I feel like I use humor to like deflect. The world is so fucking serious. You know, you turn on the news, it's everything's sad.
It's awful.
Yeah. So I just like deflect that shit with humor. And I think that like weird side, in the music and in the videos, that is that alter ego, you know? So I think the Scrooby part is like the real shit, the human shit. And then either the braggadocious or the weird shit, that's like more of like the character that I come into sometimes when I like am really expressing a certain part of my mind.
Yeah, man. I mean, I love your shit, bro. So like that's one of my favorite things about your music is that like it's just fucking goofy, bro. As somebody who is also incredibly goofy, and it's great. It's good shit, man. And what I was about to refer to before we got on the name thing, dude, by the way, which again, I felt like such an idiot calling you the wrong name for like literally like 3 months straight.
Most of my fans still think it's Scrubby to this day. So I've always just rolled with it. So don't feel bad about that at all. And every teacher that's ever done a roll call, it's always been Scrubby.
So it gets everyone, bro. It gets everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So would you ever consider, I know that you said you don't want to, or you haven't in the past, but like, do you think like if you wanted to, obviously, of course, like, do you think you just put out a freaking club banger instantly? Like, how long would it take you to just write some like mindless club banger?
You know, I've thought about it before. Like I've written, like every now and then I'll sit down for the day and be like, all right, this is what I want to, what if I make like a TikTok song today? You know, like that kind of thing. I think that it just has to feel authentic. So like for me, it just has to be, if I'm going to write something that's fun or that's like flexy or whatever, then I just have to be in that mood. If I'm not in that mood and I try to write that, it feels fake as fuck. And I can't put that out. But I think that my definition of club banger is way different from, you know, the general definition of club banger, and the kind of bangers that I make are not the kind of bangers that I listen to. You know, like I like artists who are the opposite of me. I like Thug, I like Keem, I like Future. You know, like I listen to guys who sound like they make a song in like 10 minutes. And for me, like my process is almost like painstaking because I just make like a million micro decisions while making a song when it comes to like flipping syllables, changing words, just so that it feels the most natural, you know? So the process for me is less free flowing and more like meticulous, more calculated and almost formulaic. I've kind of come to accept that overthinking is like my superpower and my kryptonite at the same time.
Oh my, like, no, I definitely feel that, man. So how long did you're talking about how long your process takes, man? How long did Rock Bottom take you to write?
I mean, it actually took a long time. I mean, the writing the actual song did not take a long time, but like getting to the point where I was like, yeah, this is the song I want to work on. This is the song I want to finish. This is the song I want to put out first. That took a while because, you know, I was on tour pretty much all year last year. I did like 23 cities at the beginning of the year. I did, I think, I don't know, fucking 18 cities or something at the end of the year. I did, or something like that, 13 cities. Then I did, then I went to Korea and did an arena for League of Legends.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, for the world championships that they do every year. And so that was an experience.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
I've never even been to Japan.
Bro, it was crazy. No, that was Korea, and then I went to Japan for a week after that, and I'm like, I'm such an introvert. Like, I just lock myself in my studio, for 10, 12 hours a day, and that's like my happy place, right? So being out and about and like kind of forcing myself to be so social and so mobile, it just exhausted me. And at the beginning of the year this year, for like the first 2 months, I was so miserable. Like, I would just wake up every day and work on shit. And at the end of the day, I'd be like, this sucks. This is terrible. And that's because I was trying to I was worn out from the whole last year.
From literally talking to people and being extroverted, and you're just gonna have to find it. You have to just find the freaking, like, perform and just leave. Yeah. Right? Perform and then don't go out. Like, just leave. Be one of those guys.
But that's what we did. I mean, being independent and touring is a completely different game, because it's just literally me on tour with my friends, which is
it's
amazing.
A lot more work too, right? To you have to schedule, you have to be scheduling everything yourself, right? Like,
for sure,
venues and stuff.
I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. Like, I don't even I don't know what I'm doing after this podcast. So like, for me to schedule things like months in advance is exhausting. And then, my dog passed.
No, dude. I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah, in August of last year, and she was 13. And I had her, I just had her through like the dumbest years of my life. Like, just me being a complete idiot, like in my 20s and shit, just being dumb and drunk, and always having her there, always having that like comfort and never really feeling alone. And then to go from that to then on tour, 2 months later, that was my first real experience with grief.
And no proper time to actually do it too, dude. I can't imagine the distraction, bro. Right.
So, I mean, I feel fortunate that I do have a job where I could take 2 weeks and do nothing, so I took some time to just literally just sat in my room by myself for a couple weeks. And then once I started to kind of go out, I started to feel a little bit better about it. But again, it was my first experience with grief. So I definitely didn't understand that it was going to come in waves. And with all the touring and all the distractions of last year, after she passed, I didn't really, I thought I had processed it fully, but then beginning of the year comes and I'm trying to be happy. I'm trying to be fun and make fun records. And that just wasn't where I was.
It's just tough. Right.
Yeah. So coming to terms with that and just being like, all right, if none of this fun shit feels good because it doesn't feel authentic, then that means that's just not where I'm at right now. So let me just talk about where I'm at right now. So I felt like, sometimes I drop a song and I know that it's going to hit, like Captain America and shit like that. Like, I know when I got one that the majority of my core fan base is going to like. And that's always exciting to drop that shit and see the reaction. But for me, this one was important to me to let people know that very human and vulnerable.
No. Bro, I feel you, man. I'm trying to process everything too, man, for you. I'm so sorry that happened. How old? I've seen pictures. You showed pictures when we were at lunch, right, or brunch, right?
Yeah, that's my baby, dude. It was, and she was. I mean, everybody, a dog is just a dog unless it's your dog. When
100%,
and when it's your dog, it's it that can be more tragic than losing even a family member. But again, putting it in perspective, it's I understand that that's how that works. I understand she wasn't going to live, forever. But for that to be my first experience with it, I feel fortunate to have her for that long. But yeah, it put me in a spot where I was okay, I can ignore this publicly, because I know that dropping a sad song, dropping a song about like I said, being at rock bottom, isn't necessarily something that everybody's going to be able to relate to.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like, at some point, the universe is going to flip your world upside down, and you're going to be forced to deal with that kind of thing. So I think there's a lot of people who might listen to it and be like, not my thing right now. And then in 6 months or a year, 5 years or whatever, they go through something, and all of a sudden that song hits a little different.
Yeah, bro. Like Heart and Mind for me was one of your, like, I mean, I freaking absolutely love that song.
A lot of people ask me to make more songs like that, and I'm like,
you can't just. I mean, bro, that's not something you just. That's not something you just go in the room and you're like, all right, here comes the most dark, depressing shit I can pump out. Like those are songs that need to be like felt and you know, like Taylor Swift going through a breakup, bro. She has like 8 breakups. She has to experience those breakups, and then she writes about them. You can't just freaking.
You're asking an artist to be sad at that point, you know,
right? Which is terrible.
If that's what you want, then you're asking an artist to be sad.
I've been prepping Jess for, you know, my wife you met, obviously. I've been prepping her for like, you know, the wee ones, dude. We have Chance and Navi. They're getting older. And you know, it's like the same thing. It's like you can't, for me, like, it kind of sucks, but like, you have to kind of just like picture it happening, or like, listen, you know, Jess, like, there's going to be a time where it happens. Like, you have to just be ready.
You do.
Like, you know, it's like you like, and it'll be easier if you can like actually think about it. Don't think about it all the time, but like, you know, think about it enough to where like when it does happen, you aren't like just crippled. Right. Because I think that like, yeah, man, like, I think that's why it can be so bad when people lose, you know, loved ones, when it's like out of nowhere. Right.
Right.
But
I remember doing the first time I processed like her mortality, like the fact that at some point I wasn't gonna have her. I was sitting in the hot tub at my old place, and I was doing mushrooms, and I looked up at her, and it was the first time that I realized how like gray in the face she was, like how she was getting older.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the whiteness
she was only like 8 at the time, you know, so she ended up living 5 more years. But I remember, dude, I was just bawling. I mean, obviously I was on mushrooms. So,
hey,
like,
dude, like, I mean, first off, you know, all those types of you know, either hallucinogens or whatever you want to call them, like those types of drugs, I feel like they kind of just like lift walls, right? I mean, they definitely lift walls, bro. Like, I know that I'm incredibly, I mean, even with drinking too, right? Like, as long as you're not doing that hardcore shit, like, I find myself, you know, a lot more vulnerable, and like, you just start thinking about things a lot more.
It's a mind altering thing, so it just changes your perspective always. You know, it's like it actually doesn't even matter what the drug is, and for legal purposes, let me say I'm not advocating any kind of drug.
For sure, dude, for sure. We're just talking about like, you know, hypotheticals.
Yeah, it changes the way you look. It changes the way you look at the world, though. And honestly, for a creative, like that kind of stuff, like being in the same mindset all the time, and like if you're an athlete, then that might be like a good thing, because you're like hyper focused on one thing and you're trying to just be super physically healthy, and
but you're an artist,
and
bro.
Locked in. But if you're an artist, you gotta be switching shit up and seeing shit from like different angles, for sure.
Do you feel like dropping this song right now has like been the exact thing that you needed to grieve, or like has it like started the process? Is it like almost like, are you almost through with it because of it? Like,
I don't think you ever like get.
It'll be there forever.
Yeah. It's just a hole. Like, it's always going to be there, and
it'll fill, bro. I've lost several dogs in like growing up, and I'm not comparing, obviously, but like as a child and even as like a young adult, like I've had, you know, several. And like, yeah, bro, like it's one of those things where I don't recommend getting a new dog right away, because that's like replacing, and you know, or it could be looked at like that. But like, truly, the only thing that will heal is it's time, of course. Mm-hmm. The cringiest thing in the world, time heals all wounds. But also, like, eventually, man, when you're ready, like, you know, getting another one, dude, and like, and then being an even better puppy parent.
For sure. I mean, that's the thing too. I think about like my regrets and my immaturity, like not being the best dog owner to the best dog. like that's part of the thing that hurts, you know. But I don't know. I like, shout out to my Patreon, because my Patreon group, they we have like Zoom calls once a month, and we just talk about real shit, you know. We talk about this, and this girl Katie in the Patreon like a couple of days ago said that it's like a box with a ball, and the ball, when it first happens, the ball fills the entire box, but the ball gets smaller, but the ball's moving around. So picture like the little DVD thing hitting the sides of the screen, you know?
Right, the corner, never happens.
Yeah, it never happens. But the ball gets smaller and smaller, and when the ball hits the wall, you feel it. So like that ball is always going to be moving around, and at times it's gonna get smaller and smaller, and it's gonna hit the wall less and less, but it's still gonna hit the wall. And when it hits the wall, that's like when you feel it. So it's just kind of crazy how like that shit will catch you off guard, because you think you're over it.
That's an incredible analogy, dude. And I think I had one of those moments at When We Were Young festival, like last year with my brother. You know, I was just like, you know, we watched one of my favorite bands, or one of our favorite bands growing up, and like, dude, just started bawling, like, you know, like hugging my brother, and like being like, you know, super emotional, which I usually don't. You know, I don't have those types of breakdowns. So I don't know what ball or how small that ball was, and but the wall that it hit, dude, when it did, like, and I still don't even know why I felt the way that I felt that, you know, I think it was just all that nostalgia as a kid growing up, like, you know, being introduced into that music in general by my brother as well. And being able to watch all of our favorite bands, our favorite emo bands as, you know, adults, right? Like families, married. It's just, you know,
but you love that shit, dude. Dude, to feel emotion. Like sometimes I just feel numb to shit. Like at times in my life, I felt so numb to like those types of emotions. Like I feel like I went years and years without like feeling that kind of like deep sadness and stuff. But
you were grinding, man.
Yeah, but I think I was just kind of like blocking that side out. And so sometimes when you feel those feelings come on and you embrace them, like that is like the most cathartic kind of release. Like that's the most therapeutic way to like feel human, is to like feel the lows and like not block them out.
It does feel great. It does feel great. It definitely, you know, the dam eventually bursts always for some people. And I think it's, you know, mostly men, I feel like, because they are, you know, we hide our feelings and shit, and it's not always attractive to some women out there to see your man vulnerable or to actually express, you know, emotions. I think a lot of this, I'm not like judging or even like saying that most women are like this, or even some, but like, I do feel like, you know, I see on, you know, on social media, a lot of men that will be like, you know, women want an emotionally, you know, available man. And then, you know, when they get one, like it becomes an ick. Right.
Yeah,
or some shit, cringe shit. It's like, you know, he was like, oh my, like he was like confiding in me and like crying, and it was like kind of annoying or some shit. It's like, what the, like talk about like not being able to win, but
right. You can't have it both ways.
Right. But you need an emotionally available man, and then they're, you know, actually being emotional. Right. And, you know, somehow it's a turnoff. Anyways.
AFK with Ninja. National Outlet Shopping Day is back. Join us June 8th and 9th at Simon Premium Outlets nationwide. Score thousands of can't-miss deals from brands you love all weekend long. They've got up to 65% off every day, and the National Outlet Shopping Day deals are even better. Visit premiumoutlets.com/NOSD to find a premium outlet near you. That's premiumoutlets.com/NOSD.
Hey there, it's your boy Ninja, and I've got something epic to share with you. As we start gearing up for those sunny summer days, it's time to make sure we're fueling our bodies right. That's where Factor Meals comes in. Factor has chef-crafted meals ready in just 2 minutes. Whether you're crushing your fitness goals or just need a quick, nutritious bite, they've got you covered. There's no prep, no mess, just deliciousness. Their menu is stacked with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto, all dietitian approved. And get this, folks. We're talking restaurant quality meals here. We're talking filet mignon, shrimp, blackened salmon. Yeah, they don't miss. It's like having your own personal chef without the hefty price tag. Now, here's the deal you don't want to miss. Head to factormeals.com/ninja50 and use code ninja50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's 50% off. But you have to act fast. This offer will not last forever. That's code ninja50 at factormeals.com/ninja50. Fuel your body, crush those goals, and do it all with Factor Meals. Dude, a little bit lighter, bro. Obviously, Rock Bottom, it's out. It's freaking sad. We fucking love it, dude. Honestly, again, like My Anxiety, one of my favorite songs by you. I'm not trying to get you to bump these songs out more and more because, as we just talked about, it's emo as shit. But you have a new album coming in June. Do you feel like, I mean, talk to me, dude. Right?
Yeah, it's to be honest, the project at this point, I don't know if this is how most people work in the music industry. And also, I like to not consider myself like part of the music industry because we don't really play the same game as like what everybody else with like all the labels and shit do. So
right.
So we don't like to really like compare because honestly, it's really, to me, it's just about creating shit that we like me and my friends creating shit that we like, music and videos and whatnot. So, but yeah, I mean, for me, the process is always like, up until the very last minute, it's like an amoeba. It's just it never has like a definite shape, and then once a deadline is there, that's the
you just start cutting. Yeah, you start cutting shit up, finishing it up, dude. How many songs do you have? I know that there's some people have like 20, 30, 40, 50, blah blah blah, crazy, insane, and just loads amounts of songs, and then they only cut it down to like 10 or 11. Like how many tracks are you at like right now, like are possibles, and like what do you think is going to end up like being on the final product?
Man, that are possibles. We have a lot of possibles. Like that's kind of what's funny is I think with this project, like I'm trying to get a lot of, like I have a lot of variety as far as beats and vibes and concepts and whatever. So, I feel like when you're putting out a project, like there's two ways to approach it. One is like you put out your, 10, 12, 15 best songs, like songs that you think are like the catchiest or the most enjoyable or whatever. But I don't think that's the purpose of an album. Like for me, an album is supposed to represent like a chapter of your life. And I think that like the longer that you take, the longer the period of time that you're writing about, the more diluted the concept gets and the theme gets, because it's just like you have so many ups and downs and so many events that it kind of loses its focus. It's almost like a movie. It would be like if a movie took place over the course of like 50 years. Right. You're like, that's a lot to cover. You
basically have like a window, essentially, you're saying, before it kind of just gets like, just all over the place, right?
For sure, for sure. So this is a pocket for me that's about like kind of embrace, like it starts with that low, and that's not even like the structure of the album it's not like a linear, like a sequential kind of project where it starts with sad shit and gets to more fun shit. But the process of making the album was like starting. That's kind of why I dropped Rock Bottom first, is because that Rock Bottom was what sparked all the activity that ended up like digging out of the hole. You know what I mean? So basically the project is about like climbing out of this dark place and like kind of seeing the light and starting to like be myself again.
Would you feel like this first off, I can't imagine creating the theme of an album, right? I feel like, in my opinion, that's already like the thesis of a like the thesis is the hardest thing, right? When it comes to writing a paper, right? I haven't written a paper in freaking a decade, but like I always struggle with the thesis. You have a God tier thesis, then like the rest is kind of like pretty much a breeze. Would you say that like going through this emotional time, that out of all of your albums, like this is one of like the easiest, right? Like the easiest like theme for you to have decided, like what other theme in this part of your life, right, where you have this tragic loss and you're definitely trying to climb out of it. I feel like it's one of those things where you didn't have to sit down for a couple of weeks or months and be like, what's the theme of this album? Like you knew it.
Yeah, like it was presented to me, like I think that's kind of what I figured out in the first couple of months of the year when I was trying to write that fun shit and wasn't feeling it because it wasn't authentic. It's
right.
like if you try too hard, then the art sucks. Like it sucks when you try too hard because it's just not, you realize that you're trying too hard. Like even subconsciously, you'll pick up on the fact that you're forcing something. And I think when you kind of relax and like let the universe do its thing, then the theme is going to reveal itself. Like the art's going to reveal itself. And then, you just open the vein and let it bleed. But I think, I think that's really, that it really became obvious to me the more that I like struggled. And then I got to that breaking point where I was like, all right, fuck this. Like, I'm not going to sit around anymore and keep eating shit every day, which
is easy as hell in LA, man. There's so much good food all over the place, bro. I can't imagine.
Yeah. Just sitting in the studio every day struggling. I was like, all right, this is not working. So sometimes, it's like I said, when I dropped Rock Bottom, like on Instagram, I'm like, dude, I've lived long enough to realize that my lowest lows, lead to my highest highs. And so I got to stop like resisting this. It's almost like you're drowning, trying to keep your head above water. It's like, just relax for a second, take a deep breath, let yourself go underwater for a little bit. And chill.
You start drowning. First thing they tell you is don't panic, dude.
Yeah, like, you gotta get your heart rate down. Gotta get your cool collected, and then you can start swimming. So I think,
bro, life is literally waves.
Yeah,
like I tell so many people this, like it has lows, and sometimes for other people, obviously it has lower lows and shit. But like, dude, it is just, it's a complete wave, bro. Like and when you're at your highest of highs, like try to, be self-aware enough to realize like, dude, this is it. Like, this is one of those like waves. This is one of those moments, right, where like I know I'm at like a super high point in my life, and it is almost going to be impossible to stay there, right? Like, because obviously every wave crashes, but like, I mean, dude, it's just like time and time again in my life as a streamer, bro. Like I can relate so much to just waves, dude. Like I've gone through so much shit where I was like, dude, oh my God, my stream, I have thousands of viewers right now. I've never had this much. This is incredible, right? And then I had like a detached retina, fell off into the freaking, into the nether. And like after I came back from like a month and a half break, it was terrible low. Then, switched different games and, back up to good viewers again. And it's like, if I could have told myself, my younger self, right? Like just basically like like what you said, like, which I love, by the way, like let it happen, right? Like feel that, like it's okay, relax.
Yeah. And it all comes with, like you said, it all comes with time though, and experience, because like you have to, I mean, I was looking through my, when I was going through that moment at the beginning of the year when I couldn't really write the shit that I wanted to write. I went through my notes, like on my, I got like fucking 1,200 notes on my computer, and I'm going through them, and like a lot of them were literally just notes to myself at the time that was like, hey, you're struggling right now. You're struggling right now. It's fine. Just take the first step, take the one step that's right in front of you, and like start to build momentum. So I think that kind of helped me realize that like it's never actually been that easy for me. Like I think sometimes that like if I like with all the touring and stuff, I just didn't make a lot of music last year, and stepping back into it, I think I expected it to be like riding a bike. I expected it to be second nature to me and really easy. And I think I kind of have this thing where I want everybody to view me as just like this guy, this wizard with words. Like I can just like, boom, here it is, easy, whatever. It's like, no, sometimes it's a grind. sometimes that it's not going to come out as clean as you want, but once you struggle enough and you fail, like you said, when the numbers are up and all you're paying attention to is the numbers, and then your numbers go down, it's like you feel like you're doing something wrong, but that's not necessarily true. Like that could guide you to like make a small pivot that then, reaches a new high, whether it's your satisfaction with life or your streaming numbers or whatever. So you just kind of gotta let the universe just guide you and not worry so much about numbers and what other people think.
It's one of those like double-edged swords where we obviously, as content creators, musicians, artists, whatever, like we live by the numbers. It's like, don't only pay attention to them, but also they're not important but also like you do need some numbers. Like,
yes.
It's definitely a balance, but like I think that not getting caught up on like, maybe like dropping something new and it doesn't do well. It's like, bro, people are gonna have like, it is impossible to only produce bangers, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Or like to only succeed as a musician. There's going to be times where you just don't. There's going to be a time where a song just doesn't hit. There's going to be times where like, for me, it would be like a streaming like segment of my life where like I'm playing a game that no one wants to watch and the numbers are low and it's like whatever. But like sometimes like you just have to be like okay with it, right? Because for your own mental, like putting out a song or putting out something that like it will be worth it in the future, right?
Yeah, and like you said, it's a delicate balance, but I think I'm sure you've noticed this too. Is like you've been in the game long enough and you've experienced it long enough, and like when you become financially stable, I think I have like broke trauma. I think being broke for a long time was like one of the best things for my development as a person, like for my character. Yeah. I think if I would have got money early on, like I probably would have been a piece of shit, like, I think it's much easier to be a piece of shit if you don't go through some hardships. And so I think being broke was like a good thing, but I think I had broke trauma because once I became like financially stable and, you have like residual income, like basically more predictable income. Yeah. Then after a while, like you just got to tell yourself like to relax. Like, damn well that you're going to be streaming and people are going to be watching and you're going to be good. Right. Regardless, it's like, but we just kind of cling to the highest high because we're like, oh, no. Cause I only want to go up from here. It's like, but there is,
it's not
peak.
Possible, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely, dude. It's happened to so many. I feel like, dude, in this year, by the way, in general, I feel like it is happening to like so many people, dude, like celebrities and artists. And I mean, like just some of the craziest stuff coming out and like people just that I thought were untouchable and like seeing them be canceled or like even attempts to be canceled. Right. I just think we're like,
you're talking about Drake without talking about Drake.
I'm talking about everyone, bro. First off, I thought Drake was untouchable. Like I think we all did for the longest time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like no joke, even the kid, right? Even he's hiding Adonis or whatever. And like, even that, like he came back with a dope album, fired back. And like, and then they became like, again, like the golden child again, right? Just when you thought like he was gonna, and now you see what's happening after the rap battle. Do you see what's going on with like Diddy and like even just some, right? No, I mean, dude, just truly like so many people in this industry, music industry, etc. And like, you're just seeing them, like people are like just kind of waking up. And I kind of like that shit. I hate fake people, bro. Yeah. Like I despise fake people. It's one of my, like, especially when I know, and I'm not calling anyone out. I would never do that. And I can't even think of any off the top of my head to begin with. But like, see, like they're out there, like YouTubers or streamers where you just, dude, like you know the type of person that they are. And then like you see their content and it's the exact opposite. And it's just like, bro, like one day it's important. You can't hide who you are forever. It's going to come out. Like
it's true. And there's a podcaster, philosopher, author, whatever. I don't want to mention his name because I think a lot of his takes are shit. But one take that I liked of his is he says, I've never seen anybody get away with anything because at some point, he says you twist the fabric of reality and at some point, like it's going to come back to bite you. Like if you do something wrong, if you do something wrong, it's like, he said, it's like twisting a rope. and like that's like
you can only twist it so much eventually.
At some point down the like it might not seem like a big twist, but like if you go further and further and further down that rope, it's more and more and more tangled. So I think that's really what we're seeing. It's like we see this every year with people who are just not necessarily ethically behaving, in a proper way, to put it nicely. But yeah, I mean, the shit will come back to bite you, and you kind of get what you deserve, So I think everybody does.
I've never first off, you just came out with a new song title called Tangled.
I like that.
Literally, and it can be about what we literally just talked about. That's an easy banger right there. I feel like that song writes itself, but yeah, you're absolutely right, bro. Like, I am trying to think of, I mean, bro, the amount of people the last 4 years in the industry and in the world that have been exposed for stuff that's happened, you're right. Like even years ago, decades ago, just, it's it doesn't matter, bro. I mean, even that Diddy clip of him, abusing his ex-girlfriend, which by the way, bro, how old was that? Right? Like, how old was that? How does that come out now? 18 years or God knows how long later, bro. Like, you think you get away with something, bro?
That shit is gross.
I've never, bro. And then he comes out with a dude. I don't want to. I hate starting drama. I'm not starting drama, but I don't really like dwelling on stuff like this too much. But I do want to mention, the amount of people in this industry, I've seen people try to be canceled millions of times, right? I've seen people take breaks. I've seen people disappear, etc., come back and pretend like nothing happened. I will say that I'm stunned that he hasn't made a single video, right? Not one addressing the reason that he's even fleeing to begin with, right? All of his allegations. And then this video comes up and he's literally in what looks like a hut in the Caribbean, addressing you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I did, that was the old me. It's bro, do you not realize this isn't even the worst thing that you've been accused of lately? And to hear somebody address something like this and then to see them in this, place where they're essentially untouchable from the law. It's just bro, this is real.
Yeah. It's interesting, but on the flip side too, and not talking about this particular case, but
right.
But we do have an issue with cancel culture where people make a mistake in their past, and then we keep dragging them down to that mistake. We don't let them grow as people,
right.
especially when they make that mistake
the
as a kid. The
younger you are, for sure.
Yeah, there have been times when people dig up tweets from a MLB pitcher from when he was 13, and he said some homophobic slur or something, on Twitter.
15 years, and then being held accountable for something you said 15 years ago.
Yeah, so we're just labeling people by their biggest mistakes, and the only reason that their biggest mistakes are being highlighted is because they reached a level of success. So then everybody else, all us non-famous regular people in society, we just get to live with our mistakes that don't get highlighted, and we don't get labeled as this or that because we're not at a level of success where somebody's trying to bring us down or whatever. So I just think there's something wrong with people wanting to take celebrities down a notch, because as somebody,
it's happened, bro. Yeah. I've been on the receiving end, dude. It's not fun.
Yeah, well, it's just kind of people think that they need to bring celebrities down a notch because they think that they're living this fantastic life, when really everybody at any class in society is experiencing the same spectrum of emotion. You know what I mean? Just because you have you've experienced it. I've experienced it. As you get money, it's not to be cliche, but that also creates problems. I
think it creates different problems. Right. Sure. No, it creates different problems for people. But this is one of the, bro, as a streamer, I've talked about this so many times, bro. I'll be having a bad day and someone in my chat, and it's not it's a long time sub or something like that, somebody in my community, but some random person, imagine complaining as a multimillionaire. And it's dude, just like money doesn't just like numb your feelings, bro. Like you can buy drugs to then kill yourself after numbing like the pain away because you have like the money, but like just because you make money or have it does not mean you're immune to literally what like the human nature, right? Like human emotions. And like it really is that weird. It's just so, it is so strange, bro. Like and it's so easy for us or like, you know, to be in this position where like to have it like, oh, well, I got, you know, just, you know, buy your problems away or some shit. I'm like, dude, if it were that easy, like you wouldn't see these celebrities and these rich people like literally just crashing and burning sometimes. Like, because they just don't,
you adjust to your level of happiness too. Like I think that, you know, when you experience like a new high, like, you're riding that high for a minute, but like you're going to gradually adjust to that where, you know, your normal level of happiness is like your wherever it's consistent, it depends on your mental and emotional stability and like how much you're willing to like work on that and reflect on it and kind of like, you know, kind of examine your behavior and stuff like that and try to find gratitude and appreciate the people in your life. Like that's the kind of shit that will actually make you happy. But the more famous you are and the more money you're getting and all this shit, the more volatile that can be. So it's actually like those people, like a lot of those people who are trying to bring them down a notch, they're actually not happier than you. So like,
that's another thing. That's how I stay sane, bro. That's how I stay sane. I know that there aren't like, you know, people talking shit about me and, or, you know, for anyone for that matter. I know for a fact, bro, like they aren't sitting there, you know, having a lovely family dinner, right, with their mom and dad and their siblings. Like, hey everyone, how was your day? Let's talk about our day. Like, you know, eating a home cooked meal and like living the best life, right? Like 99% of the time, bro, it is, you know, it's some dude who's depressed and sad or like, you know, in a dungeon and, you know, some troll who just wants to, you know, bring someone down to their level, right? Like no one, like, you know what I mean? I picture when someone like talks shit to me, right? Like I don't picture some like 30-year-old happily married man, right? Or woman, like who's like coming home. Hi, honey, how was your day? It's like, oh, honey, I talked shit to, you know, called Ninja a fucking loser today on stream. It was great, you know, like, like those, you know what I mean? Like those conversations, like aren't that's not what happens, bro. Like,
no.
They're in a freaking Discord group chat, right, with other people who are talking shit, like, you know. Just,
it's miserable. It's miserable people making other people miserable. It's an endless cycle. But it's what we get. It's what we get these days.
I'll take it, bro. I don't give a shit. You know.
You know, if it's either life with Twitter and we get that, or life without Twitter, and I think we all enjoy Twitter.
I do love social media, bro. All right, man. Let's kind of like flip this shit to some happiness for a little bit. Although I've absolutely been loving these conversations. Super deep. Not even what I was expecting, but happy to do this, bro. I love talking about shit like this, honestly. Also,
these are the conversations that are really worth having. This is the opposite of small talk. You know,
I absolutely agree. And at the end of the day, like the majority, I mean, my podcasts are always like my questionnaire is always going to be like almost never deep questions, like because I never want to put someone in that position, right? So like you know, I'm not going to be asking about stuff like that. I'm not going to be asking about like dark, like serious shit, so unless someone else
like how was it when your dog died? Tell us about when your dog died.
Right, dude. But I'm always happy to end up here, essentially, man. All right, dude. So like your freaking album's coming out. You got Rock Bottom. Past music videos are fucking amazing. I don't know if anyone knows. If you guys haven't heard of Cal Scruby before, look him up on YouTube. Listen to his shit. First off, all amazing music. Number one. Number two, you're just known for these crazy ass music videos, by the way. And like, I absolutely love every single one that I've watched, from Captain America to Money Buys Drugs. It's just classic little, like what you said, kind of hits your weirdo vibe for sure, right? Do you have one planned already? Do you know like the song on the album that's going to be like, you know, the vid yet, or are you still just kind of like not even close to?
Yeah, we have. There's a couple songs that we've started to kind of dream up the video ideas, which usually, to be honest, like is just kind of, especially in the past when we didn't have a budget for music videos, it was just like me trying to dream up a way to like execute a concept. But like, so I'd have this big idea and then I'd just kind of like lasso it and try to like contain it in a box where it would make sense with a budget and it's doable and it makes everything a little bit easier. And also, first of all, appreciate you sharing the music and the videos and shit on streams. That's like that was huge for me. And like, you know, as an independent artist, those are things like, to me, those are like the big breaks that you need in a career. But I think that like videos can convey so much personality. I think we live in like a society that, like a very visual society where with our attention span and everything, it's sometimes you have to see it to really like understand it and like be able to fully digest it. I think sometimes it's hard to listen to music without knowing who's making the music and like really start to become a fan. I think that you almost have to like envision the whole person. Like you have to know who the person is or how they're like portraying themselves or whatever in order to really get to know in.
Just get to know you more, right? Like I think that I found that as a streamer, and I really, you know, I think it's all intertwined. It's the same shit. I feel like the more real you can be with somebody, right? Like they can show more, like they see more of you. That is how you're going to get like deeper fans, right? Like bigger fans.
Most definitely.
The more that they can connect with you. And I definitely can get, I mean, I get that. I get that you're just this like freaking super talented, long flowy, sexy hair goofball who's obviously incredibly talented. But like, you know, like you should, dude, like I vibe with that. I connected with those videos. So I totally get it. I'm sure it's definitely working for others too.
But yeah, I mean, for this project, like I was in here like I don't know, 3 days ago, I guess, for, I don't know, Thursday or something, with Corbett, who produced the majority of he produced the whole first album, the whole Unsigned album. Then he produced the majority of While You Were Sleeping, and he's produced the majority of this project. And we're talking about this concept for one of the songs, and dude, we are crying, laughing, coming up with ideas, you know? So honestly, I just enjoy like the visual aspect of things. I enjoy being able to throw like more humor into it, even if the song isn't necessarily funny, you know. Yeah. Like I'm still looking at a way to use humor in the thing, because if I'm taking myself very seriously, it makes you a easy target. So I've kind of realized that like no one is ever going to be better at making fun of me than me. So like if you make fun of me, like I'm already making fun of myself. So you're kind of like helping me out, you know?
Hell yeah, bro.
So
that's my number one bullying advice growing up, man. Not growing up, but like, you know, I have parents come in and like, my son's getting bullied. Any advice? Some shit. I'm like, you know, some people are like, oh, I'm the fattest kid in my class and being bullied. And like, I never know if it's a joke or not, but I always give people super sincere advice. And you're 100% right. Like no one's going to make fun of somebody making fun of themselves. Number one, it becomes very difficult, right? Especially if you're some fat kid in school, you walk up to these bullies that are roasting the shit out of you and you're just like, man, I'm fucking huge, right? Like, oh dude, you know, big Goliath coming through. Like, yeah. No, they're not going to sit there and be like, yeah, you are fat. They're going to be like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, they're going to be like, damn, they're going to be like, damn, he's enjoying this. And yeah. And that's like a real bully. Like bullies don't like that shit. Bullies are trying to hurt, you know, bullies are trying to tug at your feelings and shit. So it's like,
probably tug at you, you know what I mean, as well, because some of them might be a little closeted, which is fine.
And as a white rapper, dude, that's just like I can't take myself that seriously, because like, you know, rap is a pillar of Black culture, and it's like it's built on you know, a lot of struggles from the Black community that I can't relate to. So I can't come in as a guest in the culture and like act hard all the time and act cool all the time when I know that like that's not really me. Like right. I don't have the same experiences, you know. So I think that was like the first thing that I realized is, you know, I'm a goofy dude. I'm not going to try to act like I'm not that. I'm going to embrace that, and I'm going to convey that in the videos that we make. Dude,
I think that's a really amazing perspective as a white rapper to like look at it like that. I never thought about it like I've never been able to like articulate basically, I could have never articulated what you just said, right? As somebody who, like what you just said, you're a white rapper, you experienced it, you lived it. Like I think you know more than anyone. That's a great way to look at it, dude. And you know what? You're fucking killing it. So, all right, bro, we're like low on time, if not already all gone, but I don't care unless you have to go somewhere. We're just going to swap over to our final segment, if you don't mind, dude.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, hell yeah, brother.
We're going AFK with Ninja. What's he gonna say?
National Outlet Shopping Day is back. Join us June 8th and 9th at Simon Premium Outlets nationwide. Score thousands of can't-miss deals from brands you love all weekend long. They've got up to 65% off every day, and the National Outlet Shopping Day deals are even better. Visit premiumoutlets.com/NOSD to find a premium outlet near you. That's premiumoutlets.com/NOSD.
Here you are, BPMs high, sweat dripping, body moving, tongue panting. You're working hard, real hard, and you're thirsty. You need vitamins, nutrients for peak performance and energy. And your plants do too. Aw, I mean, just look at the little guy. Water-soluble plant food from Miracle Grow is full of essential nutrients. Just a little scoop into your watering can and boom, instant feeding and bigger, more beautiful plants. It's kind of like a sports drink for your plants. You may have to suffer from heat, but your plants do not.
All right, dude. We don't ask all of our questions, all of our guests the same questions, but we do a this or that segment followed by other questions, man. Here we go. These are going to be some pretty hard hitters, dude. So no pressure, dude. All right. Starting off hot with Biggie or Pac.
I always like Biggie more because, again, it's kind of what we just talked about. It's like Biggie to me was more of like a vivid storyteller, and Pac seems to be more of a like voice of the streets. So to be frank, like I couldn't relate to Pac as much as I could relate to Biggie. I remember like Story to Tell growing up, like with LimeWire and shit, just downloading.
Oh, LimeWire king right here, bro.
Yeah, man, just downloading everything, and I remember Story to Tell, where Biggie's just explaining this whole scenario where he's fucking this chick and this dude comes home. You know, he's saying she gets dick from a playoff the New York Knicks. And I'm just like, I'm listening to that shit and watching it in my head. I always listened to Biggie songs and felt that way. Like he was painting a very vivid picture with his storytelling, and Pac's were more like street anthems, you know? So for me, yeah, Biggie, more enjoyable.
Bro, what an answer, bro. Let's go. Let's fucking go, dude. Dude, Drake or Kendrick? Okay, first off, let me kind of clarify. Who won the rap battle, bro?
Kendrick.
Hell yeah. All right, I'm definitely gonna have to.
Part of it is just strategic, man. You got like the fact that he was able to drop Meet the Grams 10 minutes after Family Matters and just completely steal the moment. Like that, it was over at that point, and then not like us was just dancing on the grave, man. Yeah. But I mean, and I've always liked Drake, man. I've been speaking of LimeWire, like I used to download like everybody's songs. I would just find an artist I liked. Back then, T-Pain was. Oh, bro, I'm gonna buy you a drink, dude. I had that shit on repeat. Probably played thousands of times. Dude, T-Pain is the most underrated father of all music right now. Like he gets far less credit. He deserves so much credit for where music's at right now. But I would go download everybody's like discography essentially. So I was downloading a bunch of Trey Songz shit and found he had a song called Replacement Girl with this dude named Drake. And I looked up Drake after that. There was no other songs on LimeWire, just this song called Replacement Girl. And it had this part in the first verse where it wasn't Drake's full first verse. It would just skip for some reason. It skipped like part of the first verse. So I've been listening to Drake for a minute and I've always really enjoyed Drake. But man, Kendrick is much more entertaining to me at this point. in both their careers. So regardless of the rap battle, I would say that Kendrick is more influential in my life and my artistry, with all the different like voices and personalities and switch ups and shit that he does on some of these records. It's a lot more artistic to me than what Drake's doing.
I think that we talked about riding the wave for too long, bro. It's kind of, I imagine it's tough to also like make, in Drake's position, when you really haven't had like an L or a low, if you will, like to kind of actually create something like, I don't know, relatable, or like, you know what I mean? Like it's like,
well, Drake,
it's like he's experienced like nothing but success for and like absolute W's for the last, like, in my opinion, like 15 years.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So like, I feel like besides, besides all the beef and getting into all that specifically, like, I feel like it was just a matter of time before, like, this could be, he could actually make, who knows, best album ever after this. Right. Like,
right.
And a year or 2 years down the road. That's
what we were talking about. Right. It's sometimes you need the low. You need to feel the low. You need to take a loss and like make a pivot. And I think both of them honestly are going to come out in like with heat this year. Like I think it's probably sped up their process for their next album, because they're both like Drake is probably a little anxious to get back to that and to get back to like putting out records that everybody's enjoying. And I think Kendrick's like, man, this fired me back up. Kendrick sometimes takes like 2, 3, 4, 5 years in between albums. And I think he's going to look at this and be like, oh, I'm amped. I'm ready to go. Yeah. So I think I need that to some extent too. I think sometimes having something to prove is like, that's when you're I'm sure when you were first starting out with streaming and starting to experience the success, and like, because I know we talked about it, I don't know how much you talked about it with most of your consistent viewers, but like what was it, Noodle and Company?
And Noodles and Company, baby.
Yeah. So like when you have that financial burden with your back against the wall, and you're
$8 an hour, bro. Come on, dude.
But for real, when you have that, and it's a lot of times that's way easier to do your job at that moment. It's a way easier to create and like grind when it's kind of like your survival is dependent on it. So I think that sometimes we need to light a little fire under your ass to get you up and get moving. So I think both those guys are probably going to come out with some heat soon.
Definitely agree. Can't wait. Super pumped on both ends. For both, and just to see like how they both exactly like how they handle it when they're going to come out with stuff. It's like if it's going to be months from now, years from now, whatever. All right, dude. Studio sessions or live shows?
Man, it's kind of funny because like I never really make music with other people in the room. So you're either talking about like me plus 500 people or me by myself. It's like they're complete opposite scenarios. I mean, I love a live show. Getting an entire room full of adults to scream, got my ass ate. It was great. Tell your dad.
Yeah,
thanks.
It was great. Yeah, literally might be the best line of all time.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things. I think that might be one of my greatest accomplishments as an artist, just to get a room full of adults to be able to sing that shit. But I mean, they're completely different. I would say that studio sessions are rewarding in a different sense because, my job to create music is like the most rewarding thing is to come up with something that I like, and then
you achieve that there rather than live shows.
Yeah, but then the celebration is the live show,
right?
Because then you get to go enjoy what you created with people who also like who that song resonates with. So yeah, it's kind of without studio sessions, the live shows don't bang. So I guess I gotta lean studio sessions. If I gotta choose. Yeah.
Okay. I can see that too. I have severe anxiety when it comes to performing, or like not even performing, but like being on stage. It's totally different. So I feel that, dude. All right, long hair or short hair, bro? Long hair, Scruby?
Yeah, I have to. I mean, the one thing that was nice about having short hair is you get out of the shower and you just, give it a quick towel rub. And
takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, and it's dry. You're good. So that's the only thing is like now I get out, and I wrap my hair up in a towel, looking like I'm at a spa or something.
That's a vibe though, right?
Yeah, yeah. It makes me feel pretty, bro. But no, I mean, I like the long hair. I like to let it flow. At some point, I'm gonna give it a little chop, but I'm never going. As long as I can keep it, I'm gonna keep it. Unless I get the LeBron receding hairline.
I think you would be experiencing that.
Yeah, my dad's bald. My grandfather on my mom's side was bald.
They're skipping. You skipped it. You got lucky, bro.
I'm hoping, man. I'm still maybe.
How old are you?
Maybe I'm just a late bloomer.
No shot. How old are you?
My Spotify bio says I'm 41.
That's funny as shit. Dude.
I think so. So by my Spotify bio, which I made like 5 years ago, I'm probably 46.
46, damn. Well, if you ain't balding at 46, man, I mean, I dude, every time I go get a haircut, bro, like sometimes at a wrong angle, sometimes it looks like I am, but like, cause my mom's dad, so my grandfather, like on her side, he was balding. He bald as hell, and my oldest brother's bald as shit. So like, I'm always like asking my hairstylist, I'm like, is my hair receding? Like, tell me immediately. I'm immediately just going to be getting on shit. Oh, absolutely, bro. Like, don't lie to me. The second you start seeing this going back, thinning, anything like that, bro, I mean, I'm going to be on all the freaking oils and shit. Like, I will not let myself go bald, bro. It will not happen.
What if Ninja got a low taper fade?
Taper fade?
Bro,
I am going to get another one.
Bro, honestly, that was fire. Honestly, that shit was fire.
Dude, yeah, my buddy, he is a friend, but he's also cringe as shit and listening right now to this. Andre, fuck you. He will be getting me a nice freaking like barber setup at in Vegas. So we're gonna get a proper little taper.
For the record, too, I think that's a perfect example of something we were talking about earlier, where it's like, if you took yourself real seriously, then you're like, when you take yourself seriously, you can get paranoid to a sense where it's like, where you feel like the butt of a joke, you know what I mean? But like you played into that one because you're like, yo, this is funny and it's fire. You know what I mean?
It was dope as shit. Yeah. And I've learned, dude, I'll never do it again. I did it back in Ligma days, dude. So like my very first like meme moment where I was like, and it was, dude, looking back at it, it was the cringest shit in the world to like lean away from it. I don't know why I was so angry, but like there was this meme that like I died of Ligma. Right, which is bro. This is some OG shit. Ligma balls, dude. And like people were just coming to my stream and they were like, "Yo, bro, how's Ligma?" And like I was just like, "I don't have Ligma. Like, what is happening?" And it just blew the meme up even more in a bad way, right? Like, bro, you can't take a joke, all this shit. I was like, I'll never let that happen again, bro. Then Ninja New Year's happens, and like the second I got back to my phone when no one flossed me, like, and I got back up into the studio to finish the New Year's stream, I like tweeted out immediately. I was like, well, that was the most awkward moment of my entire life. Like, can't get any worse than that. And I've leaned into that meme for the rest of my life, and it's not, I never actually feel embarrassment from it.
Yeah, because it all comes with the growth, man. That all comes with the experience, and then just like we were saying, if you take yourself too seriously, you're an easy target. If you play along with the jokes, then you're invincible, bro. Nothing can hurt you.
Easy. All right, last one for this or that, bro. Tour life or home life?
Home life, man. Tour life is so brutal, and like I'm so low key on the touring side that like, a lot of artists, I think they can get kind of bougie and they want to get the tour bus and they want to stay at nice hotels and shit. I'm like La Quinta Inn where the water doesn't drain. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, we get a fucking continental breakfast. I'm down there at 9 a.m. eating stale bagels and shit. Like, really the tour life. The tour life is not glorious. A lot of people think it's like all partying and shit. It's like, no, you go do your job and then you're so fucking exhausted you can't, like, you would go sleep in a bed with bed bugs and you'd be fine with it. So yeah, I definitely just enjoy being home in my space. You know, that's my sanctuary.
Yeah, bro. I've interviewed enough and had enough friends, musician friends, to know that like it's just it's like you're at 100 the entire time on tour. Like almost no time to chill. So talk about being an introvert.
Always on.
Literally, right? Only time you're not, and even when you're not on, like you still have to like mentally get there because you know you want to be hyped for your shows and shit. And oh man, I feel you, bro. All right, dude. Yeah. Other questions, my guy. Who's winning the NBA championship?
Wolves, baby.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Dude,
please.
So I don't know if you sports bet, but I've gotten into it recently. I'm doing it the responsible way. I'm, gambling within my means. I have a limit, right? My wife knows. She's got my access to accounts and stuff like that. So there's no hiding. I can't develop some crazy addiction where I'm pulling out hundreds of thousands of dollars.
For now.
No, I feel good, bro. I feel like I would have already had like this, it would have happened already.
I bet petty amounts of money. Like
that's fair though, dude. Like, yeah. I'm so self-aware though. Like I will know when it's a problem. Again, anyways, the Timberwolves were up. I saw these Anthony Edwards TikTok like hype videos, dude, and I was like, dude, there's just no way they lose this game, bro. There's just no way they lose. And I bet 1,000 on them to win it all when they were up 2-0. So my odds were terrible. Like, we're not nearly as good as they could have been. Yeah, because if I would have gotten them when they were down 3-2, that would have been way better. But like, I'm all in on the Wolves, dude.
Wait,
I'm all in on the Wolves.
Don't you have like a betting pod or something?
Not yet. I have a sports show with my brothers and stuff like that. But like,
I've seen, because that's what I've seen. Then I've seen clips of that because I've always wanted to like be a part of that shit because I love like sports is basically my only other hobby outside of music. Like, there's
we would love to have you as a guest, bro, for sure.
I would love that because I like I said, I usually bet small amounts, but I'm a big futures guy. So like when you were saying the Wolves were up 2-0, like I know that the Wolves Western Conference odds when they were up 2-0 was plus 100. You know what I mean? Like I'm always hawking because I always like to make sure that I get good bets in. Like
absolutely.
I feel good about good bets. I had some good futures in NCAA basketball last year. I took Pittsburgh to win the ACC, and they lost their final game at Miami by 3. In which, if they would have won that, I'd put 50. I had 50 at plus 22,500. So I had 50 to win $11,000 and I mean, obviously I hedged with a little bit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. But man, like I'm a big futures guy, and
bro,
and I've had Wolves futures for a while now. So
you're cooking right now, bro.
Yeah, so I'm waiting on it.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah,
so the Wolves love that all the way. Totally, I'm gonna have to agree with you there as well. I think this is gonna be a great series against the Mavs. It's gonna be. I mean, I hope there's no blowouts. I don't really think there's going to be. I think it's just gonna be close game after close game after close game. But you never know. I think some injuries down the line. Also,
I think Celtics Pacers is gonna be closer than people think.
I am 100%. I want to put money on it so bad for them to win the series, like 4-2 or 4-3. Like bro, like they shot 72% in the first half, which is like a playoff record.
Well, and they run like 9 deep, you know. Their bench has been playing really well. So
yeah, TJ McConnell's been stepping up hard for them.
He did, yeah.
Like what? Like who? Bro?
I might have to drop a TJ McConnell bar at this point.
Bro, this guy. First off, he was just all over Jalen, like defensively. Like he had some of his, Jalen had some of his worst games when McConnell was on him. And like, dude, this guy's like line is at like 8.5, 9.5, 5 points or something like that at the beginning of the series, and at the end it's ending at like 15, right? Because this dude he's just putting numbers up.
He's basically a more. Do you know who Aaron Kraft is? He's a Ohio State basketball legend, and he's just he's just one of those hustle guys that like is annoyingly active, and he's basically like Aaron Kraft, but with some basketball skill. But no, it's fun to watch a dude out there who it's basically you're watching a white guy who doesn't really shoot it that well. I mean, actually, his I think his 3-point percentage is pretty decent. I think it's like, I don't know, 38, 39%, but he doesn't really take them. So it's nice to watch like a 6-foot white dude out there who's just hooping, you know, just based on
representing, bro. We need someone. We need someone, bro. DiVincenzo on the Knicks too, by the way. My guy could shoot threes. Yeah, dude, he was a blast to watch.
Yeah, he's an Italian American though. He's not as far as American, like truly American white dudes in the NBA, they're very few.
You can't count. Yeah, Luka and yeah, those guys, they don't count.
Yeah,
those Euros, they're different, bro. Hell yeah. All right, dude. What was your favorite video game growing up as a kid?
So let's see. My favorite as like a teen, and I got into it for like a summer a couple years ago. But it was just a little time consuming for me, was Gears of War.
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro. Like Gears was like my third game. Like, so it was Halo, COD, and then Gears. But like my Gears era was dope. It was short lived, but it was so fun.
I love
the campaign. The campaign was amazing.
Dude, just say and just with exploding heads. You know, that's really where it's at for me. That's why I like watching Fallout on Prime. Have you seen it yet?
No, but everyone's been telling me to watch it. So this is the final stamp of approval. I think I might as well just send it.
Yeah, I just or even like Fargo. Like I need a little bit of like almost comic gore. Have
you seen? I'm assuming that you've seen The Boys then.
Oh, right? yeah, of course.
Hell yeah, okay. Yeah, that's exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, exactly. I mean, well,
that's even crazier, in my opinion.
Yeah, that one, the start of season 3 or whatever, where with the dude's penis. I won't say much more than that.
Yeah.
That shit was
the orgy scene, bro. That was
fucking insane.
Talk about a way to start the show for sure. Yeah. It was definitely. I was not ready for that shit. I mean, I wasn't ready. I mean, even episode 1.
Yeah.
Right. Episode 1, when I don't want to, again, no spoilers, but dude, A-Train within the first 30 seconds of the show, right? It like what?
Dude? Yeah, they hook you. They hook you like 100%. That. But let me say this though, I do think that the greatest game ever created is Zelda Ocarina of Time.
That's a classic, dude. I believe it or not, I wasn't a huge Nintendo kid. Like growing up, we just didn't have one, so I only could play at my buddy's house, or any of my friends' houses. So like. Never had Nintendo. I had Nintendo. It didn't have N64. So like I missed a lot of like the Zelda games growing up. But I still respect those games for I know how massive they are for like just. And I think multiple people would agree with you. Like that game was like a masterpiece.
It was beautiful, man. It was. I actually brought it back like a couple years ago. I borrowed my friend's 3DS and got it for 3DS and replayed the whole game. Still couldn't beat it without a guide either. So
isn't that kind of I miss those types of games, bro.
Yeah,
like those are it's kind of ruined as a streamer. Like that's actually one of my least favorite things as a streamer is like I am on a timeline to beat a video game as fast as possible when it comes out. Like if we're talking like a brand new RPG, right? Because like once people can catch up or they're ahead of me, right? Then you got spoilers in the chat, right? You got people backseating, telling you don't go there, wrong way. And bro, dude, it's like having audio issues. I don't know, like audio issues as a streamer, bro. Audio's only coming out of left one ear. What's going on? You can't hear shit. Your mic's cutting in and out. And if you don't know what it is, like then you start getting all flustered and shit. You start looking up, bro. That's the worst feeling in the world is playing an RPG and somebody's like, go left, no, right, no, you're going the wrong way, dude. Look, it's just like fuck.
Yeah, you got to stay ahead of it.
Oh, it's stressful. Yeah. So that's why I've been playing some games off stream, which is like much more relaxing. Don't even remember what that feels like.
Yeah, I bet.
All right, man. If you had to delete, we ask all of our guests this question, bro. If you had to delete all but 3 apps from your phone, right? You only get 3. Which ones are you keeping and why?
Well, I gotta have. I mean, does like Safari or Chrome count?
No. That shit comes with it, bro.
Okay.
Come on now.
Okay. So man, I gotta say Twitter, because Twitter is I think I love how it caters my algorithm at this point is just perfect. You know?
Like I gotta I gotta fix mine, bro. I'm telling you right now, I gotta fix mine. Mine's bad. It's like too much drama and news and shit. But it's like it's probably because I'm fucking watching that.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like I gotta just start swiping through it to get to the good shit.
Mine is all T-Wolves right now. You know?
Hell yeah. Yeah. Mine's not. That's my TikTok. Yeah. My TikTok is freaking Carl Anthony Towns edits, bro. Tell me you've seen like, after all that,
dude. Like, I actually wrote a bar that says, man, I guess I can, since I'm already talking about it, I'll just go ahead and say it. But it says, my closet used to be stocked with the goofy stuff they handed me down. They changed in the way they talk to me now. Sound like Anthony Towns.
Oh, hell yeah.
So,
that's fucking good, dude.
So I had to get one. And that was actually before, that was like a couple weeks ago when I put that down. So,
dude.
Yeah, but I like Cat.
Bro, all
like
the interview.
Cat,
I love Cat, bro. Dude, that energy, dude, to like, listen, to have those fluctuations in your voice, to like talk like that, and then to just be fucking 7'5", where just dunking on people, bro. Like, what a vibe, right? Like, dude, what a vibe. And then him and Anthony, like in the post game interviews, it's just comedy, bro. Like,
dude, it is box office. I would pay money. I would pay pay-per-view prices to watch the presser.
Oh, absolutely. 6-24. Damn, I suck, bro. It's just like,
man, Ant is the best. Ant's the most likable guy in the NBA right now.
I know. I completely agree. I can't wait to watch the rest of the series. It's gonna be freaking lights out. Other two apps, bro. Other apps. You got you got Twitter.
Let's see. I guess I would say Instagram, because my Instagram right now, that algorithm is perfect too, which is all capybara. You know what a capybara is?
Little capybaras, dude. How cute they are.
Yeah, little, basically like large, like dog-sized guinea pigs. Yeah,
they're huge. They're awesome, bro. They're like the, what do they call? They're like the best friend of the animal kingdom, right? Like they have like no predators, like no one will eat them. They're like friends with snakes and spiders or shit, or some weird shit.
Yeah, they get along with like all different kinds. So I don't think they're legal in California, so I'll have to move. But I do want to get like a farm. My parents have like a barn and shit, and they have like goats, and I want to have like all different kinds of animals when I'm
bro, dude. I think that
retire.
Oh, dude, shit. When you retire, I was gonna say that could be like a next music video angle, right? Like you just walking a llama, right? Or like riding on the back of a capybara. Oh, you know what I mean? Yeah, I can see it now, dude.
I really want that. But no, so I'd say Instagram. I just, social media, it can be toxic, but goddamn, it's entertaining, man. It's so entertaining.
Yeah. Last but not least,
I guess I'll say, man, I'm not gonna say Apple Music and Spotify, which for the record, Apple Music is better than Spotify because they pay more. So yeah, so there you go. Man, I would say, God, I don't have any interesting
it doesn't have to be
apps. My notes
I can help you out.
My notes app and my voice recording app are
they're already on it. All right, they come with it.
All right, so give me some of yours.
I got you, bro. I got you. Are you hungry right now?
Oh my god, dude! I do not want that one. I do not.
You don't want Uber Eats. No. How's he gonna eat?
Dude, seriously, that's the issue right now. It's too damn easy just to click something and have a bunch of shit delivered to your door. Way too much shit.
That's I will say that's true, but come on, dude.
I mean,
you ain't gonna cook.
Yeah, that's the truth. I would but I'd lose a lot of weight, and I'd probably feel better about myself if I didn't have Uber Eats.
Same.
But yeah, I don't know, man. ESPN app, even though it's the worst app, it's to be the worldwide leader in sports and have the shittiest app on the planet. And it's tragic.
Yeah, they just don't care, bro.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, money, bro. Yeah. They're just like, deal with it. Use the app.
But I would say that, because if you got some props out there, you gotta be checking the box score.
Okay. All right, man. All right, last but not least, bro. This podcast is called AFK with Ninja. All the gamers out there, anyone who's hip understands AFK stands for away from keyboard. All right, but dude, for you, right, in your own words, define AFK. What do you do when you're AFK? What do you do to get away from it all?
Oh man, I feel like I'm lost if I'm not in the studio. Like I don't know what to do with myself. I'm a TV and film guy. I obviously with the music videos, I enjoy like the narrative aspect of that. I enjoy good writing and good acting. I mean, I live with my graphic designer. I live with my videographer, my assistant. So like I enjoy spending time with those guys. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy getting fucked up with those guys.
Hell yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like going to Barney's, playing pool, just like really, really easy going. Like I probably don't have enough hobbies. My girl's got hobbies. She does like archery. And she reads
sick.
Yeah, she reads books and shit. So she does a bunch of cool shit. She's good at that. I'm me, not so much. But I mean, I honestly am just so happy with my job. Like there's Mark Manson who wrote Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Have you ever read that?
Mm.
It's one of like one of my favorite self-help type books because it's just brutally honest. You know, it's not like, oh, wake up at 4:30 in the morning in your life and you'll be a millionaire or whatever. It's right. He talks about being happy in life is like you're always going to have challenges. You're always going to have problems. And it's about finding the problems that you enjoy solving. And for me, I just enjoy the problem, like trying to put into words how I feel on a record or trying to, create a scenario on a record. Like for me to come up with an idea and work at it and watch it come to life and then create a video for it. Like, to be honest, nothing makes me happier than that. So like, that's what I always want to do with my spare time. Even when I sit down and struggle for 8, 10, 12 hours and write nothing I like, I still sit down the next day happily, to approach that same challenge. So, I mean, honestly, that to me is living the dream, and I don't have much of a reason to pursue other hobbies as long as this is something I enjoy this much, So I'm blessed.
There we have it, man. Cal Scruby's fucking AFK answer. Thank you, dude, for taking the time to be on the show and yap with me, brother.
Dude,
I appreciate it, dude. It's been an absolute blast. An absolute blast.
I appreciate you letting me get off topic and just yap, because sometimes, since I don't see anybody else, sometimes I just gotta air it out. So this was therapy for me, man.
And there you have it, folks. We've reached the end of another epic AFK with Ninja episode. If you've enjoyed the journey thus far, please consider leaving a rating, review, and hitting that follow button. We have a ton of incredible guests coming your way, and I want you to be the first to know when a new episode drops. Until next time, catch you soon.
It's AFK with Ninja. Ninja's got a show. It's AFK with Ninja, the best podcast in the world. AFK.
National Outlet Shopping Day is back. Join us June 8th and 9th at Simon Premium Outlets nationwide. Score thousands of can't-miss deals from brands you love all weekend long. They've got up to 65% off every day, and the National Outlet Shopping Day deals are even better. Visit premiumoutlets.com/NOSD to find a premium outlet near you. That's premiumoutlets.com/NOSD.
They say plants like music. Yeah, no, like really, they respond to the vibrations of it, which means that this playlist you're listening to, the plants are too. You know what else plants like? Organic soil from Miracle Grow. It's made with all the best stuff like wood fiber and compost. Plus, it's OMRI certified organic, which officially means it's made with superior ingredients. And when you give your plants the stuff that makes them happy, they won't judge you on your iffy playlist. Hear that, plants? So go ahead and give them Miracle Grow.